So this is a very different video from the type of video that I normally make, but it's one that I really wanted to make after visiting this store. So as you guys know, I tend to hermit, I tend to not go out much. However, a couple of months ago, my mom visited the store called The Toy Shop, and she was telling me all about it. She was like, you would absolutely love this place. They got a bunch of retro games, they got like comic books and figures and all this other stuff, and you know, she was really hyping it up. So I was like, alright, let's go check this place out. Unfortunately, I didn't get to take any videos or pictures or anything like that, because originally I wasn't even planning to make a video on it. I was just, you know, going out for a fun day with my mom to go and check this place out, buy some stuff. However, there are some pictures on Google, so I'll just kind of put those up on screen as well as the address of the place, because yeah, I can definitely say that not only did I have a lot of fun and nostalgia just walking through this place and checking it out, but I was honestly genuinely impressed with a lot of stuff that they had. Obviously, when I walked into the store, the first thing that I looked for was the video games, because there's a lot of things that I collect, but like video games are like my bread and butter, my creme de la creme, whatever that French word is. And surprisingly, I only ended up picking up 2 just because my budget wasn't too massive yesterday. You know, I wasn't planning on going all big baller, but the next time I go, I'm definitely gonna go with, I'm gonna make sure I'm a little strapped before the next time, because I saw plenty of things that I plan to pick up. So before we talk about everything else that they had there, first we'll just go ahead and cover the video games that I picked up. First up, Borderlands 2. I got this for $6. And look at how amazing condition it is. Like, you know, it's still as shiny as ever. You know, the back, it's like, there's literally nothing wrong with it. When I got it initially, it did have like a GameStop sticker on the back and a little, you know, sticker on the front to show the price tag. But the sticker that the store had put on came off no problem. It wasn't one of those super sticky stickers. You just peel it off and there's nothing there. And then the GameStop sticker came off super easy. And again, it was literally only $6. Surprisingly enough, looking up and down my collection, because I absolutely love Borderlands 2. I was looking up and down my collection. I was like, the only way that I have this game physically is through the Borderlands Handsome collection on Xbox One, and obviously, you know, that isn't the same as having this, because like when it comes to the Borderlands games, the cover arts are just absolutely out of this world. And as much as I love the Handsome collection, it's an awesome collection of games. I really wanted to have it physically, you know, with like the orange in the background and like that shiny gold right there, and obviously this oh so iconic imagery right here. And everything inside was CIB. It's kind of hard to show the condition of the disc on camera just because of lighting and everything like that, but the disc is literally in like flawless, like new condition. So when I saw this there and I saw the $6 price tag, I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. Then the other game that I picked up, which this is a super underrated series, and it's a shame that not only did it flow below the radar at the time, but that it still flows below the radar to this day, but that is Darksiders 2. Now, the Darksiders series, essentially, in each of the games, you play as one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. In the first one, you play as War, and then in the second one, you play as Death, and I mean, just look at that cover art right there. It is so sick. You got Death there on the horse with the scythe and everything like that. Like, this is absolutely sick. This one they had for $10, which, you know, that's totally cool, because this game, it's like, again, it's in like new condition. This one, there was literally no stickers or anything like that on it. It was literally just like a clean copy. And once more, it's CIB, has the disc, the manual, everything like that, and the disc is in absolutely amazing condition. And yeah, this was another one where I was like, dude, I love the Darksiders series. And this was another situation where I was looking up and down in my collection. I was like, dang, I really don't have Darksiders 2 in my collection. So I had to pick that one up. As I was walking through the store looking at all the different games that they had, because they had like so much stuff. You go between like Super Nintendo, original Xbox, PS2, Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, like all the stuff that you would expect. A Wii, I even saw some like Wii and Wii U stuff. All I'm saying is, if you're a game store and you have Wii U stuff, you're automatically like one of my favorites. Sure, I've seen a great deal of like retro game stores that have Wii U stuff, but even that nowadays, man, even that's starting, just because, you know, when it comes to the Wii U, it was a less popular system. A lot of the games had a lower print run, so every time that I see Wii U games, I'm just like, yeah, just in my heart, it's like, yep, this place is awesome. I also ended up picking up a bunch of like Pokemon cards and other trading cards and stuff, which that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. They had a bunch of trading cards there. They had Dragon Ball trading cards, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and then they even had stuff that was a bit more like niche or old school, like Jimmy Neutron trading cards, which I guess would have came with like cereal boxes or something back in the day. And again, beyond like trading cards and video games, they had so many Funko Pops and old school action figures. Like I saw Batman and Robin action figures. If you don't know what Batman and Robin is, it's one of the Batman movies from the 90s. I actually really liked it as a kid, and it really surprised me growing up to see like, hey, you know, everybody apparently hated that one, but I loved it. Kill what killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age. Like, dude, I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. And then beyond all that, like they just had so much stuff in general, like bags and posters and canvas art and movies. That not only did they have like DVDs and Blu-rays there and stuff, but I saw like VHSs for like Toy Story and stuff like that. I was like, it was one of those things where I was in there looking at the VHSs and I was like, man, I already collect Blu-rays and CDs and video games and trading cards and all this. It's like, man, VHSs, I got some nostalgia for VHSs, let me tell you. I'm old enough to say that we had a VHS player in my household growing up, and I remember, dude, it was the coolest thing to me, right? Because not only do we have a VHS player, but I remember, like, later on, we had this, like, tube TV, but in the bottom of the tube TV, there was, like, a built-in VHS player. Oh my, dude, that was the coolest thing in the world to me. And then, like, later on in, like, I don't even remember what year it would have been, but then, like, when we upgraded TVs finally and went from, like, an old TR2 to a flat screen, we had, like, a flat screen. It was, like, a Samsung 32-inch TV, something like that, but it had, like, a built-in DVD player there. Dude, I've always had an obsession with TVs like that ever since then. I always looked for a TV with a built-in Blu-ray player, but never ended up finding one. They're probably out there. I probably just wasn't looking hard enough. And then beyond all that, they also got like the shirts and shoes, like literally anything you can think of that is like a form of entertainment they have there. Comic books, I forget if I said that, but I already saw a couple there that I'm definitely planning to get next time. Now, before we talk about the Pokemon cards, I need to talk about why this is so cool. So obviously, when you buy Pokemon cards, they come in packs and they're just completely randomized. However, she has a couple of things there at the store. So first up, she has like, you know, the traditional Pokemon cards that you would expect, like even the newer ones, like Scarlet and Violet, like she has the packs there. But she also has this massive bin, and she has a deal going. It's like 20 cards for $4. And again, you get to dig through the bin and just pick out whatever cards you want. There's no limits to it. You just pick them out, and they're all completely legit. Like, she was talking to us about it, like, showing us, like, she had some people come in and try to sell her fakes before, which is really scummy. Like, if you're going into, like, a retro game store, or just, like, really any store in general, like, don't be trying to sell off fakes. Like, that is just so, it's wrong. Which all that is even more messed up when you consider the story behind the store. So before we get into all the Pokemon cards, because that's going to take a bit, basically, the story of the store is that it used to be owned by this one guy, but unfortunately, that guy passed away, and now his mother runs the store. You know, she's like carrying on his legacy. And it's unfortunate because he was real young. He was only like 31, I believe. Like when you walk in, you know, there's like a sign on the thing, or they have like a little display or whatever, just, you know, kind of like paying respect to him. And it's really sad because again, he was only in like his early 30s, but now his mom is like, you know, trying to carry on his legacy and just continue the store, because that was like his like lifelong dream, essentially, just like run a store and just kind of like share that love and joy with everyone. And you can really feel the vibes and the energy as soon as you walk in. It makes me so sad, and I really wish that I could have found the store sooner, just because like from seeing everything in the store and just hearing about the guy, like, you know, it seems like one of those people that, like, you know, even I could have been friends with. Like, as soon as I walked in, like, everything that, you know, like, I love or I'm into was just, you know, just, like, checking off the list. Just, like, nostalgic, like, Disney movies and Pixar movies literally playing on a TV in the back. Check. The anime stuff, like Naruto and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dragon Ball and all that, like, all different forms of anime merchandise or memorabilia, or just, you know, like, media in general, whether it be games or movies or trading cards or clothing. Check. All the video games and retro stuff, check. They're also selling consoles there, like they have like PS2s and PS1s, and Sega Genesis is on sale, like, check. Old school action figures, because again, you know, growing up, I had a lot of the action figures from like the late 90s, the early 2000s, just, you know, something's really different about like the packaging and marketing back then. Once again, check. Like, all of this just awesome, nostalgic, amazing stuff, which makes it even more sad when you consider that, you know, she was telling us stories about how like people have come in there and try to like scam her whenever it comes to like certain stuff with like games, or especially with like trading cards and stuff like that. It's really sad. But, you know, with all the scams that she has dealt with in the past, whether it be people trying to steal stuff or scam her out of money or sell fake stuff off as real stuff, she's gotten real good at checking out like what's real, what's fake. So, you know, when you if you live in the area, or if you're visiting and you decide to check this place out, you don't gotta worry. And plus, I checked through a lot of the stuff myself, you know, doing all the checks, because again, I do collect trading cards, so I have a pretty good accuracy rating when it comes to identifying fakes, and I did not see a single fake in that entire bin. Anyways, with all that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and go over all the cards that I picked out. And the coolest thing is, some of these actually came in like these protective seals, as you can see. Not all of them, but some of them did. So for the ones that wore, I kind of just like picked those ones out because I was like, yeah, you know, it's cool to have those in the seals. And I also finally ordered a Pokemon binder. It sucks because I used to have a bunch of trading cards as a kid, but unfortunately I just kind of lost them over time when it comes to like moving or stuff like that. Like, I had Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, you know, whatever. The list goes on and on. Yesterday I ordered this mega binder, and I'm just gonna keep everything in there. I'm gonna get like the Dragon Ball trading cards, gonna keep those in there. The Yu-Gi-Oh cards, gonna keep those in there. The Pokemon cards, I'm just gonna have it like divided up into sections. But anyway, now let's go over the Pokemon cards. So like I said, she had the bin 20 cards for $4, and I was like, hey, can we do like 25 cards for $5? And she was like, hey, why not? You know, because there's, you know, it's literally like the same price, just, you know, for a higher amount of cards. So I picked up a couple trainers, picked up a couple Pokemons, picked up a couple of energy cards, stuff like that. And I also picked up a Japanese card, which we're going to be saving for a little bit later on. First up, we got a Cleffa, which is inside of like, you know, like the plastic seal. Trying to think about how to keep all these cards organized. And then next up, we got a Poliwag. Next up, we got a Trainer Arvin card. Next up, we got a Gold Duck. And I remember I made a Pokemon opening video like not too long ago, so I was kind of forgetting like what cards I did or didn't have already. But hey, if worst comes to worst, I have a couple duplicates. Like, I am so numb to duplicates at this point. If you guys didn't watch that video, I literally got like 7 or 8 Tentmouses in that video. Like, that was insane. We got a Chimchar, we got a Pochiina, and I'm apologize if some of my pronunciations are a bit off. Next up, I picked up a Hariyama, and then after that, I picked up an energy card. Just, you know, always good to have these in the stack. Next up, we got another one in the sleeve, and this is a Meowth. I actually ended up picking up 2 Meowths, I believe. I'm sorry, the plastic's making it a little hard to see what the card actually is. Yeah, I love Meowth. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Just so adorable. Next up, I got a Pikachu. That was one of the first things I was looking for. I was like, I want to get as many iterations of Pikachu as possible in my collection. Next up, we got a couple of trainer. How many? I think I got like what, 3, 4, 5 trainers, something like that. So next up is a Brawly, which, you know, has the rapid strike ability. Next up, we got the trainer Arazu, and then after that, we got a double turbo energy card. After that, we got a Galarian Meowth. We got a Galarian Meowth, which again, like I said, I had to get like 2 of these just because, man, I love this Pokemon. Next up, we got the Aroma Lady trainer. After that, we got the Hisuian Braviary Pokemon. After that, we got Ghastly, which again, this is just like another cool one. After that, I got a Smeargle, which this is one of those cards where just like, even if the Pokemon did or didn't look cool, I love the aesthetic of it, and plus it's got like the fusion strike ability, so I was like, yeah. After that, we got a Minkino, however you're supposed to say that. I just really like the look of this card, so that's why I got this one. I mean, the Pokemon's also just adorable as well. After that, we got a Luxio, which again is another one of my favorites, just aesthetically speaking, and in terms of the abilities too, I love this Pokemon. After that, we got a Staryu, which again, common theme here. I was going for a lot of the Pokemon that I like, which, you know, I feel like that would make sense when you're going for cards, but you know, another one that I've always really dug. After that, we got a Leafy Camo Poncho item, and then after that, we got a Scrafty. And then finally, as I was talking about, I did end up picking up a Japanese card as well. They had a couple Japanese ones, and for this time, I was like, oh man, I wanted to get as many as possible, just because like I love having just Japanese stuff in general. If it wasn't for my family and if it wasn't for the language barrier, I would probably move to Japan just because like I love the culture there. I love the people. I love Japan in general. Even though I can't read or speak that much Japanese, like I can, but I'm not very fluent in it yet. I'm trying to learn it. The 2 languages I'm really trying to learn right now are Japanese and Korean, because I'm half Korean, so you know, I just want to learn that because of that. But then I'm also trying to learn Japanese. My Spanish is that's one where I live in Florida, so I'm just kind of like picking up on some phrases naturally as I go, but it's one where it's like I used to try to learn it inside and out, and nowadays it's like I can half hold like a conversation in it, but not fluently. But anyways, all that aside, yeah, I just had to add a Japanese card to the collection, and if they still have some of the other ones next time that I go, I'm definitely gonna get that. But then this final one, this one was pretty cool. Now, it is worth noting that this is a replica card. However, she sold it to me for literally only $1, and that is because it was in like, you know, not the best condition. Like, and she even said that, but like she made sure to like kind of point that out beforehand. She's like, hey, this card isn't in the best condition, but you know, if you want it, I'm willing to sell it to you for $1. And I don't know how well you can see it in the light. If anything, if it's not showing up well enough on the video, or if there's nothing I can really do, then maybe I'll just like take a picture with a flash one afterwards to show you guys. But anyway, this is a Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh card, and it does say at the bottom that this is a replica. Okay, mid-editing me here just with some things that I forgot to mention during the video. First things first, replica cards doesn't mean that they're like fake third-party cards. Replica is just what like the Yu-Gi-Oh company calls a second run of like, you know, a certain type of card, like whether it was a tournament card or just some other sort of rare card. Like they put replica at the bottom just to kind of differentiate that from the original. I should have mentioned that. Also, this specific card is the Meteor B Dragon. Again, don't know how I forgot to mention that, but yeah. That being said, I'm the type of collector where like if the original thing is so expensive that it's not even worth going for, I'm cool with just getting a replica just so I can at least have a visual example or representation of it. Like, for example, if I'm going to buy a GBA Pokemon game, I'll just buy a repo card. I mean, let's be honest, if I'm going to play a GBA Pokemon game, I'm just going to emulate it. But, you know, all of that aside, if I need to actually buy it, I'll just buy a repo card. I'm not going to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, you know, some secondhand reseller just because they want to artificially inflate the market. And similarly, you know, with some trading cards may be a bit more expensive. I don't know the original value of the original card, but again, even though it was a replica, it was literally only $1. $1 and it looks super sick, and I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So I was like, hey, yeah, sure, add it to the collection. But anyways, that is everything that I picked up at this retro slash nostalgic slash just awesome video game slash the entertainment movie action figure toy comic book clothes store. Like I said, next time I do plan to pick up a lot more, and again, if you live in like the Florida area, or if you ever happen to visit close by to that address, I would recommend, you know, just going in, checking the place out. It's an amazing store. Their prices are great, and you know, the vibes are just unmatched in there. It's just genuinely so wholesome. And again, like, you know, picking up something like Borderlands 2 in this great condition, where it just still looks, it's like a like new copy for like $6, like, yeah. Yesterday was my first time going out and really like doing anything like that in a long time. You know, again, you all know me. I'm the type of guy, I don't like leaving the house. But that was one of those instances where it's like me and my mom haven't done anything together in literally like years. And plus she's been telling me about the store. So I was like, all right, I'll set aside like a couple hours. We'll go check this place out. And yeah, I'm really happy that it did. I found some other retro stores near me. So again, yeah, I mean, again, you guys know me. I'm not changing my ways. I'm not going to start going outside more. But I am going to start setting aside some time to like go out and check out these retro game stores. Because obviously I'm a video game collector. And sometimes between the prices on eBay or shipping prices, sometimes the stuff could just get a little out of hand. So, you know, I do want to check out some of these stores, not only work on my collection, but also just get out there, hopefully support some of these smaller businesses. Because, you know, as a self-employed content creator here, where like, yes, I technically do YouTube full time, but I also have like other sources of revenue that I have to do just to, you know, keep myself afloat outside of YouTube. I know how much like every little bit counts. So yeah, I definitely want to do what I can to support some of the local businesses around me, because, you know, they have these stores open. They're trying to just sell the things that I enjoy, so I might as well give them business. But anyways, as we wrap this up, it's also worth mentioning, nobody asked me to make this video. This was just, again, something I wanted to make, wanted to give some love and give a shout out to the store, and also just show off some of the stuff that I picked up. But with all that being said, I'm very happy with all my purchases, and I definitely plan to come back very soon. But anyway, as always, massive shout out, thank you to all the Patrons and channel members. Thank you to all in the low ball tier, and a bigger shout out, thank you to all in the mid ball tier, Melasky, me, Daddy, Manny, and the bigger shout out to all in the G tier, Ron, Avenge, Sumlin, Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.